Hello and welcome to this special presentation right here on NDTV. Now, through this election coverage, we've been going to various cities, villages, urban agglomerations, small towns, and we try to constantly speak to the youth, the future of any state or any electorate. What is on their mind? Youth ke dil mein kya hai? And in the same journey, we are right now in Prayagraj and attempting to speak to the youth once again. Thank you very much. The Youth Round Table right here on NDTV. I'll start by asking you, what is going to be on your mind when you said that you have come here from Noida only to cast your vote?
Yes.
What will be that issue on your mind? I'm not going to ask you your political affiliations. I don't care. Ideally, I should not. I also don't care. But what are the issues on which you will cast your vote?
Well, because I don't stay here any longer, but I stay in Noida. Now when I come back to my hometown, I see a lot of development here, you know. Just to start with the very basic. You see the road, you see the infrastructure. Well, I used to live here. The roads used to be narrow, lean, not much of stores to go to, not many restaurants, not many travel companies. So when I come back and I see that kind of growth here, I know people are getting employed. And we, the people who go out, get educated,
And what
come
is
back.
this? What is this time period
I
in
think-
which you have assessed the
think
past 5 years?
5 years,
Okay.
yes, precisely 5 years. I mean, we always had Kumbh, you know, Mahakumbh. Every 12 years, it's grand, it's big. Now even the basic Magh Mela, it's grand. People fancy it, and people from all over the world are coming back to this city and actually exploring this. And one of the major reasons why I've come down to cast my vote. We all know we had COVID, right? It was the thing that nobody ever see.
Yeah.
And I think the best way that it could have been tackled is what really happened here. In a state which is so very populated that you can make almost a country out of it. So I think the government has done a brilliant job.
Okay. Now that subject, by the way, is very debatable. But
Yeah.
yet you feel that the government did a good job.
Yes, I personally think they did a good job because I know how populated we are, and maintaining social distance, going ahead with those COVID protocols and still maintaining lives. You know how terrible the second wave
For
was.
the conviction with which you have said what you have, you should have bun maska. Please.
Thank you so very much.
Please, have
Thank
some.
you.
What about you? What are your poll issues?
As I am a first time voter, so as I am a student also, I will be seeing to that how the education system is going on, and I just want that every child should be educated. And in this COVID period, as we are seeing, so many students who are not able to have their education. And if we go to rural areas of Allahabad, the outskirts of Allahabad, many students have not been able to study, and many students have just not been able to go to school and miss their things, and by the health issues also they were facing a lot. So I just want to say that this government should do for them, and they are doing a lot. They have created that hospitals, and they have created education system also. So just that I am a first time voter, so I will wish that in coming days the government should do much better.
So you still have faith in the government?
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting. Not going beyond that. See, very smart of me. What about you?
I'm also a first time voter, so my view is that कि education system में थोड़ा अभी और वो आना चाहिए, because children who are
Education
studying
system बेहतर होना चाहिए.
yes,
Okay.
of course, according to me, because online everything are going in online mode, everybody is cheating according to me. So
Everybody is cheating online. What are you saying? Who feels online education is all about cheating? Let's take a vote. Mr. Gupta will show us. Raise of hands, show of hands. Who thinks that the online education system is a farce and everybody is cheating? All those in favor?
It's not a farce, but it's a 50-50
It
chance.
is.
Good students
It's
are
not
doing.
as fair as...
as yes, it is not as fair as
Okay.
Become a part of our
education
We
system.
know and we are giving exam, but
Okay.
no tension.
Because it is very difficult for us. Our teachers say that
One by one. आप mic ले लो. What did you want?
सर ऑनलाइन एग्जाम में ये होता है कि बेसिकली एग्जाम वाली फीलिंग ही नहीं आ रही है, जैसे कि हम लोग एग्जाम से पहले 10 days 20 days we
Boss,
used to
you have
really
to be the
panic.
first student जिसको फील चाहिए एग्जाम में.
Sir, we want feel.
I
Actually, we
would
should
rather
prepare
run away from
ourselves.
exams.
Actually, we should prepare ourselves for exams. So there is no need of preparing us for exams or online exam basically. So that's the point, sir. No feeling for.
आपको क्या लगता है?
We should get that feeling because we have gone through our school life, but we missed
But you
that
know
thing.
there is coronavirus. No, I mean I understand educational institutes must be open. I mean you're opening cafes, malls, restaurants, cinema halls. Might as well open educational
Yes, yes,
institutes
sir.
also.
It should be open.
But you know the pandemic was a difficult period.
So it was very difficult for everyone. How our government tackled it, it was a very good. But if we talk about education system, Delhi government is much better in that.
I agree, sir. Delhi
You agree?
government, yes,
हाँ.
sir. I agree. जिस तरह से अरविंद केजरीवाल ने दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट की एजुकेशन सिस्टम जिस तरह से उन्होंने चेंज किया है,
तो स्कूल तो वहाँ भी बंद है.
स्कूल
अब
बंद
खुले
है,
हैं.
स्कूल बंद है सर.
Resolution, they changed the schools,
Oh, so
government
okay,
schools and
okay.
all.
And about the online exam, sir, I will say only one line. Even I have done also cheating in online exams.
You cheated?
Yes,
What are
even-
you saying?
Yes, why will I lie, sir?
You will be
I
caught.
have done cheating.
This confession on live television.
I know, sir. I have done cheated, sir. Why will I lie, sir? It was.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, sir.
I'll turn you into the cops. Huh? I'm telling you, this is not good. Anyway, before I come to you, because you know the subject that you want to deal with is a important, interesting subject. Will take up a lot of time. Let me just finish up the rest and then come back to you. I want to ask you if you could just pass on the microphone. What according to you is the poll issue? आपको लगता है कि पिछले 5 साल में चीजें सुधरी हैं, बिगड़ी हैं? Unemployment को लेकर के बहुत बात होती है. That बेरोजगारी is a, I mean it's amazing. How many of you feel employment is a big issue in this election?
Yes.
All of you feel. It's the biggest issue.
Yes, yes,
You agree?
yes.
Why do you think such a situation has happened? और ये किसकी वजह से हुआ? Do you blame the government for this?
We don't.
Point is, sir, I want to ask all political point one question. Is education is their top agenda?
हाँ.
Because engineers, doctors, scientists, they are made by teachers and education. Where is education? When it comes to our development, we compare to Western countries. And why don't we compare the education system of them here? So education should be the topmost priority of all political parties, and nobody of them talk about that.
So it's amazing how you all feel that education and health should be the topmost priority. Yet, do you think that it was the topmost priority in the past 5 years? Show of hands. Do you think it was the priority? Yes. Did this government keep education and health as the top priority in the last 5 years? No. All of you feel no.
Sir, I think
As the BJP government was here from the last 5 years, they was trying to keep the education at top priority, but due to pandemic and COVID, they have not been done so much better like the other governments have been done earlier.
I think all political parties are the birds of the same feather. Whenever they come into the power, they play the same game. Nobody is paying attention to the education. Of course, they are recruiting the teachers, but what are they doing at the end point there? What is results are rewarded, efforts are not. Where is the result? Why we are still lagging in education?
आपको क्या लगता है?
So I would like to begin with if you are asking me that why will I vote for this government or why will I not
I
vote
also
for this
want to
government?
ask you why are you not eating?
I'll eat after some
Because
time.
I
Once
will.
I'm done with my speech, I'll just
Speech.
whatever
Wow.
I'm saying. So okay, let's
In
just
UP,
begin.
you don't say.
Let's just
You
begin with
deliver a
that.
speech.
So as he
Thank
said
you.
that in terms of development, roads are being constructed, highways are being constructed. But in a state where most of the area is largely covered by rural areas, you cannot basically talk about roads and highways because those are people who are basically pedestrians or walking on this or riding cycles. So they are not going to use highways or roads for their development. For me, I guess democratic values, secularism, these should be the basic points. What about the prices of the oil prices? What about the oil prices? Let's just talk about that. What about the basic necessities which one requires? The expenses in the expenditure, the government has spent nothing on that. Just roads and highways cannot be the only topic to gain your vote. And as long as the education system is concerned, this government has
So
not
you
at all.
feel that the government for on the front of development only has to show expressways and highways.
Yes, expressways and highways.
And that, according to you, is not the road to success alone.
At least not in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, interesting. First time voter, क्या है issue आपका?
Sir, one of the biggest travesties in Uttar Pradesh politics is that ever since the 70 years of its inception, it could never grow beyond the petty politics of caste and religion. Because like myself, I have visited Maharashtra for my education, and it's pretty sure that had I stayed back in Allahabad, I wouldn't have gotten the same exposure or have met the same people had I stayed back. Also, that's a very basic difference that I feel, because we are inebriated in our own bubble of caste and politics, this whole intermingling of religion and politics. And that's why despite doing so badly in all the indexes that have been rolled out in the recent times, we just don't seem to care. And for me as a voter, I want to change that. I don't want to keep being in this sheep herding. I want to
I think that's a very important
affect
point.
the politics
Can I
of
ask you
change.
this question? Do you feel that you have a political alternative which will value this way of thinking of yours? Or will each political, like in phones, you've got different operating systems, but at the end of the day, they do the same thing. Similarly, do you feel that all political parties are like these different operating systems, eventually doing the same thing, caste-based politics?
Sir, unfortunately, there's no better alternative at hand at this point, because like I'll be very blunt here.
फिर वोट किस नहीं ये पूछना नहीं चाहिए लेकिन फिर then
Yeah.
what option do you have then?
Yes, it's
your
sad.
option is Nota then.
It's sad, but like BJP forwards the brand of Hindutva politics.
Yeah.
Sapa has always promoted the Muslim and Yadav equation, and Baspa with the Dalit and Brahman equation, like it has, which brought it to power in 2007 elections. The same equation. No one is talking about the progressive values which will take the state forward, and that is a major disappointment that I face as a voter. And sadly, my parents or like my elders don't seem to care about it, and that's the basic reason, that's a fundamental reason why UP will always be where it is. And like I'm a strict optimist, and it's a tough job to affect the politics of change in a state like UP, where people just don't seem to care beyond their bubble of caste and politics and all these equations. They should have a look at development, because at the end of the day, what is bringing food on your table? It's not religion, it's not caste. If you're able to earn,
development.
if you're able to
Correct.
educate yourself, that's what will ameliorate your standard of living at the end of the day.
Very, very interesting. I think that's a very, very good assessment. Yeah, sure. Just two more speakers left here and then I'll come back to you. Don't be so pessimistic. Have some French fries, please. Are you feeling better now? Okay, yes. Now see, the point over here is, I think he hit the nail on the head. He says that there is a situation where the state can't help but think beyond caste lines or caste-based politics or a caste-based paradigm. Do you feel that we are still a few years or a few generations away before an Uttar Pradesh can go beyond this caste-based political setup and bring development at the very core of political issues?
See, we are in Allahabad or say Prayagraj. So we have professionals here, students here, and Allahabad since ages have been a learning center, a learning capital of the country. We have from 100 meters from here, we have Bhadwaj Ashram. Bhadwaj Ashram was an ancient university. Rishi Bhadwaj was the guru of Sri Ramchandra ji, and right from this place 400 meters we have Allahabad University. So we are at the center of this
Center of learning.
Center of learning.
Correct.
So what I want to say here is we lack quality institutes here and quality employment We have lots of
Despite the fact that we have these huge temples of learning right here in the state, yet you lack quality.
Quality
Very
education
important.
institutes.
Which you feel have deteriorated or they were never there?
They were never there.
Okay.
See, Allahabad University was built in, was established in 1875. So it was at one point of time it was called Oxford of the East. But the quality of education has deteriorated over the years. And Madan Mohan Malviya ji was the alumni of this university, was the product of this university, and he established BHU.
Yeah.
And see the rankings of Banaras Hindu University in university rankings, and see Allahabad University. Allahabad University stands nowhere today. We don't have any IIMs here. We don't have fashions, NIFT here.
So on the education front, we have not upgraded ourselves.
We need to have quality institutions. We don't
and
have
that, according to you, is never the pole issue.
Never the pole issue. Okay. See, we need to. Allahabad has been an important learning center. I'm repeating it again. We don't have we don't have IIM. We don't have NIFT. We don't have any foreign languages institute. We lack fashions.
So it could not upgrade itself from. Yes. The legacy of its past.
Yes.
That's the point. Yes. Okay, fine. I'll come to you. He hasn't spoken. You wanted to talk about preserving legacy, preserving structures, heritage. Why do you think that is very important in as we modernize, as we change? And hold it.
Yeah. Allahabad has different layers in history, be it the Bhardwaj Ashram, be it the Mughals, be it the British legacy. So, fine, I completely agree that the current government has taken Kumbh level to a next level altogether. International tourists had been coming to Kumbh, but now there is international.
You see, it's surprising because in his speech, the Prime Minister also in Phaphamau said the very same thing. He said that if you develop these places as places of religious tourism, you will create a religious economy, religion-based economy. It will lead to more employment. It will lead to more prosperity.
But I believe there is much more to Allahabad than just Kumbh. Fine, Kumbh is very important, but we have Allahabad University, we have Allahabad High Court, we have the Cantonment Board, we have so many different things. We have Prayag Sangeet.
So there is no one identity of Prayagraj. Okay.
And again, Prayag and Allahabad had always coexisted. If you look at the old banners before 2000, it was always Kumbh Prayag, not Kumbh Allahabad. So Prayag and Allahabad had always coexisted. So why separating this? Second issue is आजकल का माहौल बहुत हिंदू मुस्लिम हो गया है, तो उसके वजह से हमारी जो हेरिटेज है, जो लेगेसी है, उसमें भी हम सोचते हैं कि इस पे फोकस किया जाएगा, इस पे नहीं फोकस.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट.
जबकि सिटी में वो सिर्फ हिंदू मुसलमान नहीं, वो शहर की धरोहर है. आपको पूरी धरोहर को एक खांचे में देखना है. सो वी नीड टू गंगानाथ झा इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इलाहाबाद में. प्रयाग संगीत समिति, हिंदी साहित्य सम्मेलन है.
And you have to save and rescue and restore all of them.
Yeah.
How many of you agree? Do you feel that it is very important to preserve all heritage and not just some heritage?
Yes.
Correct?
When we talk about heritage, we should take
odd one out now.
Huh?
We should take odd one out.
Odd one out isn't?
Use the odd only.
What is odd?
You should know.
Okay. No. Okay. One by one. You wanted to say something. I'll come back.
There. So you came with the point that because you went out and that's when you felt you got the exposure, and there's no exposure right here. So I'm a product of Allahabad University and throughout. I did my Bachelor of Computer Application, then I went ahead with my MBA from Monerva. I bagged in a job from right here and I went ahead to Delhi. I was at par with people coming from Core School of Management. I am Lucknow, I am Bangalore. And in the 1 year of my job there, I bagged in 4 to 5 different awards for being the best salesperson, So you cannot just say that there is no education system. We have got triple IT, you have got MNIT. No, I'm trying to tell you that this place also has education, has always focused. Yes, Allahabad University has produced one of the finest political leaders in the country. So you cannot just slash off that, they're not focusing. Yes, they need upgradation. We people need to come back. We need to tell them, that's the kind of... I went ahead and became an education career advisor for an institute based in Miami, Florida. And I was at par with people there as well. So would you say that I lacked in education? Yes, you can say maybe a bit of exposure, but I was right there, bang on. What I believe is when I come back to my city and if I can give back, it will grow. So you cannot put everything entirely on the government. The government will of course upgrade. That is why we are here to cast a vote. If you are saying that the government didn't do this, the government didn't do that, they're giving you the right to vote.
Sure.
They will come up with manifestos, we'll do this. Please, when you come down here and vote, see what they have done in the past 5 years. If you think they have not, just don't vote.
Let me give him a right to reply.
I never said that Allahabad is the worst place on earth, and anyone who wants to prosper needs to just leave this ASAP. I just said that you just can't rival the level of exposure that a big city like Mumbai gives you, and like by all means.
I mean, practicality dictates that he's.
It's safe to
speaking
say.
the fact.
It's safe to say that a similar experience wouldn't have been gotten by me if I had stayed back. Like, I never said that Allahabad is bad. I just said that in order to grow, it needs to rise above the pigeonholing that it has created for itself. And coming to your second point, the fact that you said that despite being from Allahabad, you did so well, kudos to you. But that doesn't change the fact that it has to grow from the shadow of its past glory, right? Because one way of preserving your legacy is in a way by promoting it. You can't always live in the past. And if I criticize and if I point out the wrongs in a city, it's not like I hate it. Like, I want its betterment. That's why I'm throwing light on those issues. And in no way...
I have a very important point that he's making. There's this HBO series called The Newsroom, in which... sorry? Yeah, and the guy says that America is not the best country in the world, but it can be. So Prayagraj is not the best city in the world, but it can be. Okay.
And we need to come back and actually restore the glory. If we are saying that it is not upgrading, it's we, the people, who are getting the exposure. We need to come back and educate the people.
Yeah, but then see, it's the job of the government.
But at the end of the day, we are bringing the government,
Sure,
right?
sure. Interesting. Okay, quick closing comments. I just have 1 more minute left. Short comments.
So first of all, many congratulations for the job. But can I ask you one question? I guess the major part of salary you must be spending on your rent. You must be incurring a lots of expenses. Let's just imagine a world. For example, imagine Allahabad. In a way, for example, if we have manufacturing sectors in Allahabad, we have industries, we have large sector companies, but it's not there. So we can work over here also. Na? Why are you going to Noida or Delhi to work? If you assume that the government is doing pretty well in education system, in getting them jobs, then why are you working in Noida, not in Allahabad?
Well, because I needed the exposure. The much needed exposure comes from that place, you know. He spoke about exposure that you don't get.
Come back to Allahabad. You leave your job and come back to Allahabad.
Of course, so many does.
You need to find a job in Allahabad at that time, na?
Well,
that's the point.
That's
But
the
it's
point.
not there. That is why students are being
Okay.
being compared to education.
Fine. I think we've got both these points. Very quickly, some closing comments that you want to make. I'll hold it.
Sir, in my view, we always used to copy Western culture. So in spite if we copy Western education, we will be much better than we are right now. So I think that the coming government should look forward for this.
Okay. What about you?
We should upgrade to more courses in Allahabad University. They are very less and
outdated. Okay. I think that's a very important point.
Curriculum outdated,
I'll hold.
I would say
मैं पकड़ रहा हूँ.
syllabus.
आप छोड़ दिए, मैं पकड़ रहा हूँ. हाँ.
We need to have quality institutes here. We need to have IIMs. We need to have NIFT. We need to have a foreign language institute. We need to have
Quick 10 seconds please. Yes.
As she said, the exposure is much important. Yes, it's important if we are going outside and getting jobs, we get exposure and then we are coming, we can change the things here. As 5 years earlier, there was Gunda Raj and everything. It's take times to get end. Everyone here has a political mind. And out there they are working, as he said, he is gone to Mumbai. There are people working hard. They are getting entrepreneurs. We'll get it.
Sure.
It's getting upgrading.
Sure. Okay. Well, sadly I've run out of time, but this was very, very good. It's always great fun to listen to young minds. but I have a huge problem with the fact that all of you have wasted the food.
We have not tasted.
Yes, because you haven't even started.
But we want you to have it first.
Yes, I had it, see, I ate this one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this special broadcast. Thank you.